r/sex workers. Nefertiti Nights says, banned from a woman-exclusive subreddit for being a sex worker, yet the theme of the forum is improving attraction. Keep in mind I never posted. I only commented. So the mods purposely scanned my content and deemed me unfit for a private group, mind you. Literally the point of the forum is talking about improving beauty and looks. I never mention my work in there ever, but I guess it's expected from a subreddit whose whole theme is being self-loathing and talking about being ugly. Included photo. Little Bobeep 29 says, sorry you got banned. On the bright side, could be better for you. Emo Vindicta is the female equivalent of Red Pill / MGTOW. Just women trying to improve their chances of becoming some kind of trophy wife, still very male gaze oriented. I used to be all about that divine feminine soft life, gold digger lifestyle stuff, and I still follow some, but I recognize how transactional these way of thinking treats human relationships. I do transactional all day every day in sex walk. I would just like to come home to someone kind and accepting, where money isn't the main form of exchange. But that's just my hot take. Ready to get hate. Sugarushka says, their loss. Who knows more about what men want than women who make it their profession? Msheribaby007 says, disgusting behavior on their part. I'm sorry that happened to you. You also roasted the absolute shit out of them, so I really hope someone reads it and takes it to heart. Charming Function 58 says, yikes. I'm so sorry, it is pure popular girl phobia at work. Groups like this don't deserve us. Ironically, we are the ones who legitimately understand men, as it's our entire profession. Fire and Shadow says, well that is some bulls / T of the high order. Good on you giving them your mind on it though. Time Bomb 6 says, I got banned from an eyebrow shape group because I had NSFW content on my profile. I feel you here. CocoPuff 898 says, there's lots of subreddits that will ban you for being a NSFW page. Just make a SFW page to interact with those subreddits. Upstairs Cut 83 says, oh the other side is radfem. I mean if I put myself in their shoes I kinda understand their restricted worldview, but for me nothing is above bodily autonomy. You want what you want with your body and no one should tell you otherwise, unless you are causing public health emergency in case of not being vaccinated. r/sex workers. Phonix Rubide says, I'm tired of getting looked down on, Rant. I'm a 24Y/O professional dominatrix. I have been studying BDSM since I was 14. I have been in the lifestyle since I was 18, and I have been working professionally on and off since I was 20. I get that vanilla guys don't understand the time, patience, practice, and effort I put into my craft, and that's okay. But I'm so sick of lifestyle kinksters looking down on me because I charge for my time and talents. I'm very good at what I do. I work in a dungeon. I'm the youngest by far of the women/men I work with. But when I go to community events and I decline to play with people who aren't offering to compensate me for my time, everyone is rude to me. I'm not a financial dominatrix. I'm just a professional dominatrix. I'm not rude about it. I'm not arrogant. I don't hunt for clients. I'm just trying to meet people in my community with similar interests, but the moment I say, hey, look, I'm flattered you want to play with me, but I don't play outside of my relationship unless you're a client, it's like instantaneous. Everyone is rude and no one will really talk to me. If I'm at a play party, sure I'll give a scene or two for free because I want to, or if I'm in a public dungeon and someone wants to play with me, I have no issues. But if I'm at a munch and it is well known that she's the professional and that people know I charge, you have no reason to look down on me when I politely decline to scene with you if you aren't going to pay me. Respectfully, if you approach me, you should respect my limits and boundaries. Not look down on me when I say no. Creamsalt1176 says, people being negative about hearing no is such a bad vibe for kink spaces. Like, the whole bit is relying on everyone being safe and comfortable to give well-informed consent. If you can only be nice to people you want to play with, then get your shit together. At rude PPL, not you. Mistress Royale says, I'm a pro dom too and only a few years older than you. I own a dungeon and a playroom in 2 different countries. I used to have the same thoughts like you until I realized that they look down at us because of our age. They are happy to pay middle-aged doms with less experience as they see them as mature, and since we are still young, despite the fact we have more experience and knowledge, there's some kind of popular girl/slut stigma. I can't describe it properly. Like we must do it for free. I was training a new dom. She was my mum's age. This lady had no idea about BDSM, kink, fetish. She only sold some feet pics online. She wanted to learn some techniques, to do things safely and ask questions. Anyway, I saw subs' reaction to her, like they respected her more, because of her age, despite the fact I was hosting the training in my own dungeon. I had a new client a week ago who argued with me about my age if I'm experienced enough, because I could be in the age of his daughter. Some men are. Frick, I'm stupid. Also quite a few men have escort men sit when they book us, topping from the bottom and shit like that. They are not subs. Anyway, just know it happens everywhere, and if men can get something for free, they will gaslight to make you feel bad about yourself. It's not nice. If you'd like to earn more money, I'd suggest you create your own events. Egg Force B with 6 slaves and each pays for the entry. Or strap-on party or foot fetish or similar. Munches and parties are good to get recognition or to promote your sites. I bring my business cards with quarter code to my socials. If they want to contact me for a session, they can do so. I don't see many of the people at those events paying a professional. Perhaps changing your business strategy would help long term. Nevertheless, I wish you good luck, and don't take it personally. Minamajit says, you're like a doctor or dentist who won't give free advice at parties. People have egos, and expect free, and get annoyed when they don't get it. Just as Beredering Corona 94 says, it's because it doesn't come across as your genuine kink if you charge for it. If it turned you on to dominate men, you'd do it for free to satiate your sexual appetite. That's their point of view anyway, Mo. Tunagarate says, I couldn't agree more. The time, effort, and work that you put in is something that most people have no comprehension of. You are in a dynamic occupation and offer a service that is in high demand and requires a special person with the talent and patience to perform. I'm sure you are amazing. I hope you have a wonderful day. r/SexWorkers. Alana Love says, I require a deposit. I require a deposit so that way no one wastes anyone time. Guys say no problem about the deposit and then just completely stop texting. I'm sorry, I needed to rant. I understand no one wants to be screwed over, but I also need to feel secure with the booking and sure it's happening. Classic Bobby 12 says, I triple check with them regarding the deposit and that they have read my ad the second they reach out for an apt. Next step is screening and verification, then deposit. I also make sure they know that they are not booked for an apt until a deposit is received. It keeps back and forth messaging short and sweet. The real fellas who want to book will do what's necessary. Wardex's throwaway says, same, it's 50% of the total for me. It's an amazing weed killer. Time is money and I have none to lose. Royal Tide 1 says, exactly, and this is doubly so in my situation, since I don't have an in-call space and have to get hotels, can't afford to waste my rooms for no-shows. Wokeism2 says, I've had so many flaky providers, I don't know if I could send a deposit unless I could look up some feedback on a provider or someone referred me to them. I remember one time showing up at this hotel and I saw a woman fighting, yelling at some guy in the parking lot, and turned out it was my provider and she didn't even have her room yet. So then she wanted me to wait around in the parking lot for 3 hours till she could check in. It was noon, by the way. That was a mess. HappyCamper619 says, have any of you providers sent someone money for something and been burned? Just curious if you know what it's like to send someone $sign and they don't show up. I have had it happen before with people who I know and have seen before. Especially when well over 50% of the ads are plain scams. I hope you understand why we don't trust anyone. Daysamazi says, I have a form on my website with several checkboxes saying they understand a deposit is due etc, with a few other checkboxes saying no, I won't pay, but I recognize you won't answer, in gentler terms /s. It's really helped increase the number of actual bookings via the website, as I simply just don't respond if they aren't sending the deposit after the time is confirmed, a time they choose when sending the form. Random Dude 5566 says, what do you use for the deposit? Venmo? PayPal? TommyBoy007 says, both sides are always afraid of being screwed. Kelly Moore says, I've found that I've had the least amount of issues with the idea of deposits from the gentlemen who request multi-hour meetings. They have no issue with sending over the deposit, and some even send the deposit weeks in advance of our meeting to secure the time. Unfortunately, I get the most kickbacks from the clients who want either massage or a 1-hour meetings, that is, lower priced meetings. The same goes with screening, or I should say not wanting to screen. I understand why, to the gentleman who wants a 1-hour massage, $100 or $200 for a deposit is a big deal. Where my massage meetings are my lowest price time offerings, it is probably at their upper spending limits. It just made me realize that I need to focus my time and efforts on the clients who have done their research, know that I'm not fake, and recognize that the integrity of my brand is worth much more to me than to scam/steal a small deposit. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.